Hey everyone, happy November. Welcome to my channel, Books, Gurrs, and Purrs. My name's Leslie, and today I will be reviewing several comic books. The first one is Thomas King's Borders. This fulfills the prompt for the Skoden Readathon for the Omau book cover. And I chose this book because I happened to see it while I was combing through Libby for what to read next that would fulfill the prompt, but also as I'm running out of time, I thought that a comic would be fitting. And so Thomas King's Borders is about a mother and a son that leave their reserve to go visit their family member that has moved to Salt Lake City. And so they get stuck at the borders between Canada and America. First is the American border, and there are several, I guess, standard questions that are asked when driving through a border, like, do you have any contraband? And one of the questions is, are you an American citizen or are you a Canadian citizen? And so the mother replies back, I am Blackfoot, and her refusal to say any other answer is what ultimately gets her and her son stuck between borders, because when she turns around and tries to go back through the Canadian border, she's asked the same thing and she gives the same response. I really feel like this particular story was an apt choice to be put in through a comic book, because there are just so few words that are used and it's straight to the point. And what I love that Thomas King does is he doesn't tell people how to feel. He doesn't add narration that says, this is wrong, this is right. It's more about letting the story unfold and really telling the reader about what's going on. The only time you ever get any type of different actions, I guess you could say, is by the little boy. One of the times that they're being detained because his mother will not say any other answer is when he tells one of the guards, he kind of whispers to them and says, we're Canadian. but they're just like, that made me laugh a little bit because it's from a kid's point of view. And from that kid's point of view, he just wants to pass through the borders and go and see his sister as quickly as possible. And what I like is that kind of brings up something else to think about, right? It could be very easy to be dismissive and just have this mother give an answer that will let her go through. But that would be a bit flippant, and I really admire the mother for just telling what's truth. It's like, I'm Blackfoot, my citizenship is satisfactory. I should just be able to go through. So there's this, it's talking about how systems are in place and how they work against people, and so much more. But those are things that I think about myself and I come to my own conclusion about. It's not something that the writer tells you how to feel about what's going on. What I also really loved about this comic is that the story toggles between present day and the past, and we get to see how the mother's daughter left to Salt Lake City, and their kind of like the friction that they have between each other about this decision. And it was just really beautiful. I did notice that the mother and son don't have a name, but the daughter does in the story. And so I always kind of wondered about that. Is that because they want us to feel like Letitia is someone we're trying to get to? But I don't know why the mother and son don't have a name. I don't know if the author wants us to feel about this isn't one specific person, but this is what's happening to many. That's kind of like the conclusion I came at. If you've read this comic, let me know what you think. I really loved it. It was very engaging, very thought-provoking, and I'd say definitely pick it up. Borrow it on the Libby app. I really, really enjoyed it. The next comic that I read that fills the bonus prompt for the Skoden Readathon is Earthdivers, but it's not a full volume yet. I just read 2 issues. Earthdivers takes place in 2012. An apocalyptic event took place, I assume due to climate change, basically. And in the, I want to say the first and second page, there's some slides and it sums it up really quickly, beautifully, and in an impactful way. It says that those that can afford to leave Earth do, and those that were here first stay. And so what happens is there are a team of indigenous people from various backgrounds, and they hatch a plan. They go to this cave and they're going to time travel. They're going to time travel to kill Christopher Columbus and to stop the Americas from being taken over. And so the theory is that if they stop colonization happening in the Americas, that should stop all the damage that colonization has done to the earth. And so I just thought that was such an incredible premise to this story. I found it incredibly engaging. I think the first issue really got me sucked in. There's just so much tension and anticipation over what we don't know is going to happen. And there is one character that does time travel, and a couple of people that are left behind just to see, maybe observe if the change has even taken place, and would they even notice, right? So in that first issue, we see, I don't have the names right now. I borrowed it on the Libby app, so at some point I'm going to borrow the volume and kind of go over it again. But there is one person that travels through time, and they know a bunch of different languages. They've been training for so long just to make this mission happen. And right away things start to go awry in just some really incredible ways. I'll just say that. So I love the first issue. The second issue, I did enjoy it. I was a little bit confused by the ending slide. I don't want to say what it was, but I was a little confused by that, and I think I wanted more to happen, but I might be wrong because I'm reading this issue to issue instead of a whole volume, which I'm used to doing. So I think that's throwing me off. But overall, I've really enjoyed it so far, and it's definitely a series that I'm gonna continue to read. The last comic I read for the month is Saga. It's volume 7. This isn't part of the Skoden Readathon. This is just a continuing series that I read every month. I'm rereading the whole thing. Oh gosh, it's so hard to know what to say about this because I know the long game is just a family of refugees just trying to survive. So I'll just say that I really enjoyed that the characters end up on a comic called Fang. They meet a young family who they help out. Which I really love about these characters is that they are motivated by their own survival, but they're constantly not just thinking about themselves. They're trying their best with what little means they have to help others along the way. And I always found that really beautiful about the couple, even if it's something that they argue over. There's this ideology that they're working towards, and I like the idea that just because somebody believes something or they're trying to do good, it's just not like automatically ingrained in someone. It's like something that a person has to work at day by day. And I thought that was a really a beautiful message in a way. Something else about this is that there's so much talk in each volume about whatever is going on in the war. You know, who's next planet going to be in the crosshairs. And so in this issue, we see how Fang ends up being a planet. I think it's Fang, yeah, or one of the planets is discussed where a war takes place. But we talk about how there are nefarious reasons, more so than the war, to be there, and that is for natural resources. So there's definitely a discussion about how someone in the upper echelon of politics will make an argument for having war, but ultimately it's just to line their own pockets with oil and blood money. So I really enjoyed that discussion in the books. The more adorable and rare aspects of this volume is that Hazel kisses a boy for the first time, and it's really adorable and sweet and cute. I love the visuals. I love the visuals of that moment happening, but and then there's like something in the background, so you think it's like one of those moments where, you know, the stars align and things are sparkling, but really it's you see something going on that's violent in the background, right? Which is creating this illusion of this beautiful moment. And that's just a testament to the writing and the illustrations, which always blow me away. And I also appreciate this discussion around where is home? That seems to be another theme in this comic series. And what are you willing to do, like, when it comes to your faith? You know, when times get rough, are you going to leave home for survival? Or are you going to stick around because you have faith that things will work out? There's just all these different topics to explore, and the writers just do all those storylines justice in a way that everything just syncs up really well and smoothly. And I just continue to really love this Saga series. All right, everyone, that's it. I have one more video, I think, for the month of November, because I still have one more prompt to fill for the Skoden Readathon, and like 2 other books I gotta get to, I gotta rush through, because I'm days away from November ending. So wish me luck. If you've read any of these, let me know what you think. Like, comment below, subscribe, and, you know, just thank you big time for supporting me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you later.